Ooh, that was a bit weird. Psychic mediums in the house. And have you ever wondered about your future? Do you have anything to do with that, Harry T?
Perhaps the spirit suit.
So have you ever worried about your future, wondered what's going to happen for you and wished you could see the path ahead? Or maybe you have lost a loved one and wish for a sign that they were still there with you in spirit. For some, it's a far-fetched idea, but for a lot of people, there is an ability to do both. And joining us this morning is Aussie psychic medium, the wonderful Harry T. Hi, Harry.
Welcome back.
So can you explain to me, what is a psychic medium? You have a gift to do two different things, is that right?
That's correct. So a psychic medium is one who is able to converse with loved ones who have crossed over, as well as pick up energy about the living. So they can do psychic readings and mediumship readings. So that's why I call myself a psychic medium. I can do both.
So you've recently been in LA giving readings to very famous TV star over there, Larry King,
Yes.
and his wife.
Yes.
What happened there?
It was amazing. So I was invited to Larry King's private home to read for him and his beautiful wife, Sean King, who I now consider a good friend. And it was such a profound experience for Larry that he was just blown away. And he's invited me now to be on his talk show, which I will be doing when I go back to Los Angeles. And it was amazing. He was truly a remarkable man.
Because he's a really hard-headed, sort of cynical, political journalist and commentator.
Extremely. Well, he's a very sceptical person by nature, and he kind of sat there to begin with his arms crossed, and then I blew him away. And they filmed his reading too, which is kind of cool.
Wow.
Can you reveal too much about what you found, or you can't?
Well, what I can say is that everything that came up about his past, that the relatives that had crossed over, was all not public. So that's why he was so impressed, because the names that I was able to reveal to him were so detailed and descriptive that there's no way I could have known. And then he did a video endorsement for me, which I didn't even ask him to do. And he actually said that, you know, there was no way I could have known that. And he said that I was amazing.
That's cool.
You are amazing.
It's not as exciting as Studio 10, though, right?
Oh, no, I love you guys. I love you guys. Well, you're a good friend, Georgia. So.
Now, you also did a reading for one of the stars of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Tell us about that.
So Kyle Richards, well, she was actually living near where I was living in LA, and now she's become a friend. We text all the time, and I actually was able to provide a lot of closure for her with her parents passing, and also with a recent tragedy that happened. She had a home invasion, and I was able to kind of come in and give insight into what happened and how it unravelled, and she's a lot more at peace with the situation now, so it's great that I was able to help her in such a big way.
Oh, that's lovely. And Harry, you also read for Carrie Fisher's sister, Jolie Fisher.
Yes.
Was she strong with the Force?
You know, can I be honest? That was like a Hollywood This Is Your Life in my head. It was incredible. I communicated with Carrie Fisher. I communicated with Debbie Reynolds.
No.
So this is
100%.
after Carrie Fisher died?
Yes, this was recently. This was
to her
like a couple of months ago. And I communicated with... OK, so I don't get starstruck by celebrities because I know so many, but I got starstruck by Elizabeth Taylor.
Whoa.
She came through in the reading.
It's through the reading?
Yeah, so the only celebrity I've been starstruck is dead.
And the other, so you were starstruck by her while she was in the...
Her spirit came forward, and sometimes in that moment you think, oh my God, it's so Hollywood, like, is this real? And then when I had that moment of questioning it myself, her father, Eddie Fisher, came through with such a specific message that nobody could have known, that she fell off the chair and ran to my American manager and said, there is no one like this man in the world.
Wow. Can I ask, what did Carrie Fisher think of The Last Jedi? Did she say anything about that?
To be honest, we didn't talk about The Last Jedi, but she did talk about her life and what an amazing person she would have been to meet in person, because her spirit was just phenomenal.
Do you physically see them?
I don't necessarily see them as much as I hear them.
Okay.
Because when I see them like I see you, I can only hold their energy for a certain amount of time. When I hear them, I'm able to communicate more like almost like a three-way conversation, and I'm able to get more information that way. But sometimes I do glimpse them. Like Elizabeth Taylor, I literally saw her kind of swan down. And
She had diamonds on?
Yeah,
she
I was
had
about to
diamonds,
say.
she had everything on, and you know what was funny? She said to me, my eyes were really violet, and went like that.
She did have beautiful eyes.
But that's what she said, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That was crazy. Yes, I was starstruck by Elizabeth Taylor.
You also met with another famous psychic,
Right.
Tyler Perry. So what happens?
Tyler Henry, yeah.
What happens when, yes, Tyler Henry, who's very different to Tyler Perry. Very different, wow. What happens when two psychics get together? What goes on there?
Well, you know, that's an interesting question. When Tyler and I met, we were in a television studio in Los Angeles, and it was kind of by chance, I suppose you could say. We were in the green room together. When I walk in, I was surprised that he knew who I was. He was like, oh my God, Harry. I'm like, how do you know who I am? You've got a TV show.
He's a psychic.
Well, well, look, As much as I'd love to say that's why it wasn't. He had heard about me through the LA social scene, and it was such a great experience, and he's really a lovely person. He was so nice and humble, and we had photos together, and actually behind that photograph was a ghost. Like, there was a painting of a ghost. And then we turned around after, and we're like, oh my God, there's a ghost painting behind us. It was nuts.
Wow.
When did you realise you had this gift? Were you quite...
Well, I was very young. I was born this way. So I was about the age of 3 or 4 that I remember vividly having experiences with spirits, and it was all through my life. So I literally have done this all my life without really knowing there was a name for it until in my later years.
Wow. And you've got some predictions for some
Yes.
celebrities,
Right.
Let's have a look at some of them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, I love him. Yeah, because I met him. Yeah, he's lovely. He's so cool. So when I met him, he was obviously telling me about his mother being a psychic as well, which was amazing. And I picked up a lot of energy around him and his family. He's such a family man, which really surprised me because he's kind of like a, you know, beefy Hollywood guy.
He's got 3 daughters.
Well, he's such a devoted father, and he's so loyal to his wife, Jennifer. So I think that relationship and family union is going to be rock solid. So unlike a lot of Hollywood stories, I think they're going to make it.
Right.
Relationships. Kate and Will's number 3 is almost ready to arrive. What are you seeing happening for that lovely couple?
You know, I actually think it might be a boy because I see like the colour blue. So I think it could be another boy. Yeah, and it's interesting because their son they already have, the first one, George. I see him following in the footsteps of his father.
Yes.
And I see him actually being a pilot because when I see him in his future, I see a little pilot cap. And I see that around him. And Charlotte, the daughter, I think she's going to be quite a feisty one. So
you can see it.
she'll ruffle some feathers.
What about-
Diana? I'm sure will like that.
What about Meghan and Prince Harry? Will there be a Spice Girls reunion at the wedding?
Oh, that's so unusual. Well, I can't say there will be a Spice Girls reunion, but what I can say is I think that they're going to have a baby announcement this year. And I actually do see 2 children straight away for them. Probably...
She's 37.
Yeah, probably 1 and then 1 not long after. And I think we'll hear of that maybe even by around October this year. So I do see a pregnancy around that couple. So they're going to obviously enjoy married life.
Oh, they are indeed.
That's great. And what about me, Harry? Has my wife changed the locks on our front door?
Listen, you know what? She hasn't. You know what I just saw when I looked at you? There's a man that stands beside you, and he almost looks similar to you. So I've never done this for you before, but he looks similar to you. So I don't know if you've got a grandfather that's passed that you were close to or you kind of really got along
I
with.
don't know, but I better check what she's doing in the house.
Yeah, well, listen, he's checking for you.
Okay.
But he's a lovely man.
Thank you.
Oh, and you can head to harrytofficial.com for more information on the wonderful Harry T. But guess what? You're going to do some special readings for us for the audience.
Yay.
Do not go anywhere. Right after this short break, we'll be giving our lovely audience members some live in-studio readings. See you shortly.
In the world's busiest ambulance service,